The Camp Hill prison is not welcoming. It's razor wire, locked gates, and jumpsuited men who did the crime serving time. But Mid-State native Ben Gallaher is right at home.
I'm just trying to hear it.
Warming up for his 7th concert this week. He calls it his Barbed Tour.
It's a great chance for me to try new songs out.
Ben Gallaher, Nashville recording artist.
Chris Hall works at the prison and 8 years ago saw an 18-year-old Gallaher at an open mic night in a local bar. He wasn't expecting much.
He starts playing. I was like, okay, kid can play guitar. Then he started singing. I was like, all right, you have my attention.
At Hall's encouragement, Ben did one show that first year. He does several shows a year now across the state, and he holds the inmates' attention.
We had 200 guys singing the chorus.
Give me the beat, boys.
That in itself, it was just like, wow, okay, we can reach people of all walks of life with these lyrics.
These gigs have helped Gallaher make corrections. He's grown as an artist and performer, lives in Nashville now as a budding star, but at the holidays, gives back by coming back.
I've seen the positive impact that the songs can do, and music is so universal and powerful that it can impact people outside the bars and in here.
That's the great thing about music.
This inmate's been here 25 years and will likely never get out.
And like in a place like this, for that hour, hour and a half, you totally forget where you're at.
And I'm living through.
Gallaher sings originals and covers, of course. He has a captive audience that loves when he does Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues. It is said that music soothes the savage breast. But nowhere is that so put to the test and proven true.
I see our Camp Hill. My name is Ben Gallaher. Thank you so much.
Flags are easily found in McSherry's Town. It's a patriotic place with patriotic people.
He's just a special guy that everybody loves. McSherry's Town's little treasure.
And 95-year-old Lawrence Gump Boland creates treasures. His hand isn't so steady, neither's his breathing, but his memories are strong and inspires his art.
I used to never talk about it, but boy, I do now. I want everybody to know what happened.
Gump has illustrated 9 history books.
And this guy was the ace of the Flying Tigers.
He helped make it, too, arriving in Normandy just after D-Day.
Seen all these paratroopers hanging in the trees and all the dead cattle and horses and all the dead people by the thousands. That was hard for us to see.
Followed by a hard slog, Gump was shelled and shot at, but marched through Europe until the Nazis were done. He frequently feared he was finished.
You always thought that every day, is this the day you're going to get it?
Gumpy reminds me a lot of my grandfather. They both served in all 5 battles of World War II. And
Christy Lucas runs Roots for Boots, a nonprofit that supports veterans. Gump donates his art, which is then auctioned off to help the charity. But she says what Gump represents is even more valuable.
the patriotism, the love of country, the morals. It just, it's something that, I think our country's gone away from, and I think that
that's a problem.
we're trying to
Get back.
We got to get back to it.
But politically correct, Gump ain't.
I never did like the Russians, and I still don't.
He has a mocking nickname for Hitler
Sniggelgruber.
and jokes that he drinks Chinese beer.
They say, what's Chinese beer? I said, Ying Ling.
But at 95, Gump says what he wants, draws what he likes, and lives by the greatest generation's code.
It's not that I can and others can't. It's that I did and others didn't.
Good afternoon, Seminoles Barbershop.
Clients have been warmly welcomed for 9 decades.
The majority of my career, I cut hair in the chair right next to you there.
Ivan Semov's dad, a Bulgarian immigrant, opened the shop in 1928, and in 1956 pulled his son out of geometry class and into a career.
If I'm not mistaken, I was 20 or 21 years old there.
It's hard to get your head around how many heads Ivan has walked around.
In the course of my lifetime, probably close to a couple 100,000.
It beats working. I enjoy standing around talking all day. And
Ivan's youngest son, Chris, doesn't just run his mouth, he now runs the shop.
When I grow up, I want to be an artist, so this actually is an outlet for me to perform some of my artwork.
And Ivan's grandson, Zach, the 4th generation, has taken up the family business. Semov's, who's like Cheers, minus the beers.
Everyone knows everybody. You come in here and you always get welcomed. How's it going? How's everything been? They know about your life.
But it's not just a boys' club.
I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Tasha Bear's been cutting hair here for a decade.
My grandpa's come here, had his hair cut by Mr. Semov and Christopher.
The clientele is old, the clientele is young, fueled by a sweet marketing strategy.
And then on Saturdays, they get a big batch of donuts, and that's when all the kids come in. And that's really is the future. When all the kids come into a barbershop like that, that's good, because then they're just gonna grow up and bring their kids too.
And it's worked. A haircut will now cost you $14. When the place first opened,
It was 25 cents during the Depression era.
and you can still get Depression-era wisdom.
Once you get older,
No extra charge.
it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have your health, you're crap up the creek.